Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel.
You should see me in a crowd. I'm gonna run, there's nothing to help.
Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 6 healthy recipes that you can make pretty quickly. I'm going to show you guys 3 breakfast meals and then 3 lunch/dinner meals. So yeah, I'm not going to make the intro too long. Let's just jump into the video and I hope you guys like it. Yay, so we're going to start off with acai bowls, which is one of my favorite breakfast foods of all time. I'm starting with a cup of just this mixed berry medley that I like, and then with that mixed berry medley I'm going to throw in my softened acai mixture, and then to that I'm going to add a cup of yogurt. I'm not sure what yogurt I used, and then I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of flaxseed, and I'm also going to add a couple tablespoons of almond butter, and then on top of all of that I'm going to add some coconut milk so it has a little bit of liquid in it. And then I'm just going to blend it all together. Here's a bunch of things that I like to throw in my acai bowls. I have a bunch of different seeds and some honey and some nuts and just things that taste good on top. My friend decided to throw some seeds on top of hers along with some frozen raspberries and a lot of other stuff. I'm not going to say everything, but pretty much everything that was pictured before. Just lots of yummy different things. And then in my acai bowl, I'm just going to show you guys what I put. So I put some black sesame seeds, some pumpkin seeds, and then I also threw on some chia seeds on top of both of those. And then I added some flaxseed and then some pine nuts. Just, wow, there's a lot of things. And coconut. And then I also added some frozen raspberries and some frozen blackberries, and then on top of all of that I topped it off with a little bit of honey, and then I also added some sugar-free honey on top of my entire bowl. And on top of all of that I decided I also wanted some slivered almonds. So yeah, it's a bunch of stuff, but it tastes so good and it's super easy to make. So that's my acai bowl. Delicious. Guys, you have to make acai bowls. They're so good, they're so healthy, they're so fresh, they're so fun, they're so new. Acai bowls are so good because they make your heart happy, they make you healthy, and they're I don't even know what to say.
Delicious.
They're delicious, period. So next I'm going to show you guys how to make my favorite gluten-free and low-carb pancakes using almond flour and cream cheese. So I'm going to start by cracking 4 eggs into a blender, and then I'm going to use 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, and I'm going to toss that in the blender with the eggs. And then on top of all of that I'm going to add a half cup of almond flour. It doesn't seem like a lot, but a little goes a long ways. And then I'm also going to add a couple tablespoons of flaxseed just for like extra healthiness. I don't know, flaxseed is like good. And then I'm going to zest a lemon and add a bunch of lemon zest to that, just like whatever you like. If you like a lot, if you like a little, whatever. And then I'm going to blend that all together. It's pretty self-explanatory from here. Get a hot pan, throw your pancake mixture on there. These pancakes take about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side. Because these pancakes aren't normal pancakes, they do break pretty easily, so you got to be careful when you're flipping them. My second batch turned out a lot better than the first batch. On top of all of those pancakes, I ended up with about 6 of them. I added some almond butter and then some raspberries, and then of course I decided to add a little bit of whipped cream because it has like nothing in it, so why not? It just tastes delicious. And then I'm going to add some maple flakes, which I really love. They taste super yummy, and add a little crunch, and then sugar-free maple syrup, and that's what I put on mine, and they tasted absolutely delightful. So for today's healthy recipe, I'm going to show you guys how I like to make my oatmeal. I just use Quaker oats because I don't know, they're the best. So I'm going to take a cup of water and pour that into a pot and let that begin to boil. As soon as it starts boiling, I'm going to add a pinch of salt and some butter and let that butter melt for a second. And then I'm going to add a half cup of my oats. Once I add my oats, I stir that for about a minute to let everything mix together. Once everything is all mixed together, I just set it on the side of the stove and let it sit for about 1 to 2 minutes to let that water seep in until it looks about a good consistency and how I like it. here's some options that I'm going to be putting in my oatmeal today. So to my oatmeal, I'm going to add some half and half and coconut milk, which is what's mixed in this little cup. And then I'm just going to dump that in and stir that around. And once it is all stirred together, I'm going to add some strawberries. And then I also added some slivered almonds. And then I decided to add some strawberry cheesecake flavored Greek yogurt with that. On top of all of that, I add some sugar-free maple syrup and some honey. And ta-da, that's it. This oatmeal is so delicious, so nutritious, and it's probably going to be cold by the time I eat it, but it's going to be good anyways. Alright guys, so the next recipe I'm going to show you is my favorite crab salad recipe. For this recipe, I'm going to use Miracle Whip, regular mayonnaise, I'm going to use some imitation crabs, some canned baby shrimps, and then I'm also going to use some heavy cream and then celery. To begin, I just mash up half of my bag of crab into a bowl, and then I'm going to add my baby shrimps right on top of that. And then I'm going to cut up my celery, and I realized at this point that I needed a bigger bowl, so I put my celery in a larger bowl and then added the crab and the shrimp on top of that. I used half regular mayonnaise and half Miracle Whip. I just feel like the flavor's better if you do that, but you can use one or the other, whatever you prefer. And then I also added some heavy cream just to make it a little more creamy, and it I don't know, it just adds a little flavor. And then on top of that, I just added some pepper. It's plenty salty enough with the shrimp and the crab. I wouldn't add any salt, but I do like to add lots of pepper because I think it just makes the flavor taste better. And that's it, you're done. It's so easy, mix everything together, and it tastes super, super delicious. Like I said, perfect for parties, sandwiches, or just snacks. So I paired mine with some wheat thins today. That's just because I'm having it as a snack. If you want to use it as a full entire meal, then go ahead and add it on some bread and make it a sandwich. It's super yummy that way. My favorite type of bread that I've been loving right now is the Sara Lee Delightful 45 calorie bread. It's thinner and it has healthier ingredients. Guys, for some reason my camera does not want to focus on me, so sorry about that, but that's the recipe. It's so good, it's so yummy. It's full of protein from the seafood, and then it's full of a bunch of healthy fats, and of course the celery, so you're getting some greens in. And then if you just pair it with some wheat thins, you're also getting some grains in, which is super good. So yeah, try it. It's really yummy. Don't doubt me, just taste it, because I promise you guys will like it if you like seafood. If you don't like seafood, skip to the next recipe. Sorry guys, this next recipe also has seafood, so yeah, that's kind of my bad, but oh well. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this Mexican shrimp plate that I really like. So I'm using rice cauliflower, and first I'm just going to throw that into the microwave. And then I'm going to cook my shrimp, so I'm just going to throw some oil and some Pam into a pan and then throw my raw shrimp on that, and then I'm just going to cook that until it's cooked, obviously. Once my shrimp is done cooking, I'm just going to add a little heavy cream and a little bit of lime, and then throw my can of black beans in there and mix that all together. So from this point, my cauliflower rice was done. I just threw that on a plate with a little sour cream on top. I threw a lime on the side, and then I tossed on my shrimp and black bean mixture. And on top of that, I just put a little mozzarella cheese, and that's it. It's pretty easy, and it tastes delicious.
Guys! Try it! Okay, it sounds really, I've never had anything like this, but I promise you guys, it is literally like heaven in your mouth.
It's good. Try it. If not, see you on the next recipe.
Straight.
Alright, so this last recipe is my favorite caprese chicken with my favorite 100% vegetable pasta. So that's everything that I'm going to use for this whole entire recipe. I'm going to begin by grabbing a bunch of chicken breasts and just slicing those guys in half right down the middle. Once I have all those cut in half, I just throw them on a baking sheet, and I'm going to douse them in oil, and I'm going to throw quite a bit of pepper on top of those and just a little bit of salt. The reason why I'm adding only a little bit of salt is because on top of half of those pieces of chicken, we're going to add some pesto, and pesto is already really salty, so I didn't want to overwhelm the flavor by adding too much salt. So like I said, we're going to throw pesto on half of those pieces of chicken, so on 5 out of the 10 pieces, and then I'm going to cut some baby tomatoes up because those are going to go on top of the chicken, and I'm also going to cut some mozzarella up and place that on top of the chicken. At this point, my chicken had been baking in the oven for about 12 minutes at 400 degrees with just the pesto and the oil, and then I took it out to add the rest of the things on top, and then I'm going to throw it back in the oven for another 12 to 13 minutes so that the chicken can continue cooking all the way through. I totally forgot to record me making my pasta, but here's me taking the chicken out of the oven. I just heated up the 100% vegetable pasta in the microwave, and then I did saute that with some spinach, and I put some mozzarella cheese on top of all of that along with a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes, and then I just threw that in the oven on broil for about 5 minutes just so that the cheese could melt and it could like soak up the flavor. I don't know. It ends up making it taste really good. Who doesn't like a little crunchy cheese on top of their pasta? I know I do. And that's basically it. Everything's done. The chicken is done. After you broil the pasta is done. And then I really like to add some Skinny Girl balsamic vinaigrette with my chicken. I just think it tastes good. It brings out the flavor of the cheese and the tomatoes and the pesto, and it just tastes really good together. And I'm going to toss some of my pasta on the plate that had just been broiled, and yeah, that's it. That's the recipe. It's so good, so yummy, and I think it took me a little less than 35 minutes to make all of this food, which is pretty good because I was cooking for my entire family. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you guys liked the recipes. If you did and you like this type of video, give me a comment and a like down below, and hopefully I can make more videos like this in the future. And yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!